119, 126, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions. We were saying interceptions were a problem. Not anymore. Longest active streaks without an interception. Wow. It's Herbert.
Russ, that dates back years.
Yeah. And then Jalen.
I told you played well.
Bruce, the lack of interception streak, something or nothing.
Well, look, this is something for the Eagles. 3-game win streak.
Yeah.
I think they're playing well. They've settled in on their identity of running the football more than they've had. I think Jalen's only averaging like 19 passes a game in the last 3 games. Obviously, no interceptions. He's run for like 5 touchdowns, thrown for 4. Barkley is kind of their hub, and that's working out. And the defense is the big thing because we knew they were talented offensively. But defensively, Coach, they're 8th in total defense, 7th in scoring defense, and that was their big problem last year is they couldn't defend. So, yeah, this is something. They're playing good football.
Yeah, I think it's something really positive to have a 3-game win streak, and looking forward, which Nick likes to do. The next 2 opponents are very winnable.
Yep.
And
schedule checking.
The defense is playing better. Their stars are performing at a high level, and this is the value of expectations. So expectations were low. Now they're exceeding expectations. People are getting exciting. The building is so much more positive as opposed to, when they were dealing with the losing streak last year, the expectations were so high. So every little thing was a big issue. So they're in a great spot right now to keep moving forward, and the expectations are right here. So that'll keep the building balanced.
It's an awesome win on both sides of the ball. So it's something like fair is fair.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts played really well the last 2 weeks in particular. And the defense, which I have massive questions about, has started to play better as well the last 3 weeks during this winning streak. I don't trust this team for any significant stretch of time, and I don't think they're well coached. But record is a team stat. They're a 5-2 football team right now, and they just blew out a team that I think is a good team.
Oh, my God.
Well, we're getting to it right now.
Why do we play the games?
What?
Why do we play the games?
I just gave them credit. I just gave the Eagles credit for all of it. That's why
the Bengals got it.
Right,
the Bengals are a good team.
Hold on, we're doing the Bengals in a second.
Oh, they're going to be.
Can I finish about the Eagles? Go to the Bengals.
You threw the Bengals in there.
Because that's who they beat, you doofus.
That's why we shouldn't have had 2 in there.
Just go ahead.
I knew it was going to get confusing.
It's only confusing because you
Bengals are going to be 5-12. Like, they're a good team. I don't know how they're 5-12.
Do this. Do the question.
Check in on the Bengals.
Yeah.
The best team.
No, they're just going to go to the Bengals now. We're here to talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. You heard it from Nick Wright. He admits it. This was a great win on both sides of the ball. That's I'm impressed. I'm impressed that Nick Wright admitted that. They are 5-2. They have been playing really well. I disagree with Wilds. I think the Bengals are a really good team. So this is not a team that the Eagles just beat, just some bad team. I don't believe that for a second. If this is such a bad team, then why were they so close to beat? I mean, they had that game won against the Kansas City Chiefs, the undefeated Chiefs. They had the game won against the Ravens. So make no mistake about it, the Bengals are not this scrub, awful, bottom of the barrel team. They're just not. Joe Burrow is not that. But the Eagles had a dominant win. They beat the Bengals better than the Ravens and the Chiefs, okay? They scored more points and held them to less. It was just an incredibly impressive win all around. And again, this idea also about Jalen Hurts, as I said before as well, he now has 3 straight games with a rating of 119 or more, 9 total touchdowns, and 0 turnovers, okay? 4 straight games with no turnovers. He now has 14 games, which is an all-time record in the NFL for games with at least 2 touchdowns rushing. And again, don't give me this nonsense that it's all 1-yard tush-push touchdowns, because 1, that's not true. And 2, even if it was, if it's so easy, go have your quarterback go do it. Go have your quarterback go do it. Go have your running back do it, right? Have anyone do it. It's obviously not that easy. So a lot of credit goes to Jalen Hurts and that offensive line and just the Eagles as a whole. But this game was a great win for the Eagles. Hurts was 16 for 20, 236 yards, 11.8 yards per attempt, 10 carries for 37 rushing, 1 touchdown, and 3 rushing touchdowns, and a rating of 132.5. Saquon was big, 22 carries for 108 yards. The team as a whole was 39 for 161, which was really impressive. And they were 6 for 11 on third down and key third downs as well. I mean, they had great defense. It was tough, physical. They held Jamar Chase to 54 yards and huge stops on third and fourth down, right? And the one draft pick, Cooper, that, Nick was like, I don't know if he's going to be good. I don't know if any of these draft picks are going to be good. Came up huge and was an absolute dog. That O-line missing 2 starters, and a brand new center that Nick was also very concerned about, also stepping up and balling out, playing great. Saquon has been great. Jalen Hurts has been great. Vic Fangio, who Nick was like, I don't know, has been great. Kellen Moore has been great, who Nick Wright was also complaining about, right? I mean, they've just been great. There's no way around it one bit. Just the whole flow of this game was really impressive, considering the game didn't get off to this great start, and the Bengals were really comfortable offensively. Yet the Eagles were able to find a way. They were able to come back and score after giving up a very long and relatively easy touchdown to the Bengals. All right, it was crucial for them to kind of at least keep the momentum balanced, getting that field goal. They're on the road and all of that. And then there was an awful penalty and for the Eagles, and then a perfect pass to AJ, where he was so patient going through his progressions, and then had a huge run for a first down. Like, all of these moments were so key and so important, right? They get that huge touchdown to close out the half, to tie it, and then they start the second half and get a huge touchdown, right? I mean, all of these things matter so much. Right? I mean, it was just such great balanced play calling, right? Having Jalen Hurts use his legs, as well as be patient in the pocket for his throws, using Saquon. Like, the play calling was just very, very skillful and done exactly at the right time. And then, I mean, come on. He throws an insane 50-yard perfect strike to Devontae Smith, right? 3 plays, 70 yards. I mean, just as good as it gets, man. I mean, the crowd was stunned. The crowd was absolutely stunned. It was 3 straight touchdowns at that point from Philly. They started chanting, EAGLES, Eagles chants. I mean, they literally had those chants going in Cincinnati, right? I mean, it's just kind of wild, right? I mean, they had the third down and fourth down stops, which were huge, right? That was just imposing their will. And then they have a huge interception on Joe Burrow. Also, obviously, really, really impressive. Just heads up, tough defense. I mean, what I've been waiting to see from the Eagles is their level of preparation and game day readiness. And that's what this game screamed game day readiness, right? They were prepared, they were ready, there was belief, they were connected. And the other sign of that was when Hurts scored a touchdown after Saquon really did a lot of the legwork, and Hurts gave the ball after he scored the touchdown, gave the ball, gave it to Saquon, right? And it was great to see, because Saquon got it, and I think he spiked or whatever, and it was just, to me, what I said before is that's family building. Right, that's not only great leadership. And I always talk about this, about growing a culture and being connected and team building. But when you do little things like that, that's family building, right? That ultimately makes you more resilient. So just a great game. And any of the times when there was a moment when it was like, maybe the Bengals are going to come back, maybe the Bengals, right, are going to be able to kind of keep this game within reach, the Eagles were just like, no. I am going to throw a 50-yard strike touchdown. I am going to hit AJ. I'm going to pick up, and this got to have it third down. I am going to pick it up with my legs or throwing the ball. Saquon is going to rip off a 10, 12-yard run, right? We get an interception. The Eagles get an interception, and then they're able to close the game out, right, with a perfect possession, right? Get those first downs, move the ball, milk the clock. I mean, it was a perfect game. Nick Wright has talked about in the past when the Chiefs play a far from perfect game and says, this was the perfect game. No, this was a perfect game. Because even when you look at the score, it was a dominant win, 37-17, of course. But the difference is that sometimes the score can kind of, right, the score can get run up, and maybe Jalen Hurts picks up a great third down, but like they're already up, right? The score's 37-10 or something, or Jalen Hurts throws like that 50-yard touchdown, and it's like, right, the score again was 30-3, you know, and it's like, okay, who cares at that point, right? Like it's like the game's out of reach. When they had their biggest moments, right, their interceptions, their big third down, fourth down stops, their touchdowns, their first downs, their third down conversions, it was all at crucial moments at the game that ultimately led the score to become 37-17, right? So that to me is what was most impressive about the Philadelphia Eagles. It was just a truly complete and connected win that was a way that you can't poke any holes in it, which is why Nick was like, well, it was a great win. I got to be honest about it. The Eagles are 5-2, and he does think the Bengals are a good team, as do I. Me and him are in agreement with that. So we can say, oh, the Bengals are a bad, like, wow, this is all anger. They're a bad team. They're a bad team. And it's like, I don't think that at all. So this was an impressive win all around. It was a more dominant win than I thought was going to happen for sure, because Joe Burrow is just, dude, he throws such a beautiful ball, man. I mean, he really, really does. He's in such command. It's not even funny. And so to see the defense shut them down and the Eagles be able to do what they want to do offensively, even if you want to say that they don't have a great defense, well, they look better than the Ravens and they look better than the Chiefs, okay? You know, 2 top teams in the NFL. So, you know, it goes a long way. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles' dominant win over the Cincinnati Bengals? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.